All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, since you two, this is Pastor Dow. Everybody, some way, somehow, in this sick economy that we are dealing with, are becoming entrepreneurs. I mean, people are developing their own business outside of the scope of the federal government. And then, of course, some people's business is actually following the lead of the federal government. I mean, after all, the federal government steals, kills, and destroys, robs. They do all kind of things. And then, but what they do is they tell you you can't do what they do. Some people ain't buying it. Centuries, many years ago, people, little small organizations, camps, groups, whatever you want to call them, tribes. They used to go out and make their living by raiding other villages, other little small providences, no matter where they were. I mean, that's what they did. That's what the Vikings did. The Vikings made their living. First of all, number one, they were pagans, and they worshiped the god Odin. And these Vikings would get into their ships, and these pagans would go to what you call civilized Christian countries, and they will loot, rob, rape, murder, and kill. Now you have to understand, in their doctrine, it's not breaking their commandments. So, most of you have forgotten history that, and I'm talking recent history, that Germany demanded that the United States of America give its gold back. You know how the United States of America responded? We'll give it back to you in 2020. Oh, hold on. I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure I keep my poise during this video. I just had a news article sent to me, and of course, check this out. Look at the headlines right here. 4 million in gold reportedly stolen during robbery along I-95. Mile marker 114. That's a historical marker right there. All right, check it out. Wilson, North Carolina. The FBI and Wilson County authorities are investigating the theft of an estimate 4 million worth of gold reportedly stolen during an armed robbery along I-95 near Wilson Sunday evening, the sheriff's office says. Now, everybody has their own different, taking perspective. While I do not agree in stealing, I don't. I mean, after all, the commandment says you shall not steal. You don't take that which doesn't belong to you. But let's ask ourselves a question, though. The government that makes the laws in this country, do they actually practice those principles? I mean, through all this extraordinary interest and stuff, they're really raping, robbing, murdering, spiritually and naturally, stealing from our prosperity or our future. So if we follow the perspective, and now notice, I'm not talking about righteousness here, but if we follow the perspective of watching what Big Brother, the government, is doing, can we really truly say that these people were stealing? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? I mean, this is standard operating procedure for our government. Have you noticed how that the IRS has vamped up, trying to squeeze every penny out of the American public? And did you know that the IRS is an illegal institution? Did you know that? But yet and still, this illegal institution is allowed to operate because of the federal government, which is now outmanned and outgunned us. Well, I wouldn't say outmanned, but they definitely have outgunned us. In other words, the government has learned from history. If you can conscript people in different states, parishes, provinces, towns, and cities, and you can make sheriffs and police and everything else, you can put them on your payroll, and they will defend the cause and the laws that the government makes. Think about it. A regular old routine traffic stop. You could be going 10 miles over the speed limit. Who have you injured? And who have you hurt? Oh, well, that's a potential. You're a speeder. You're a transgressor. Have you ever saw a state trooper that will illegally turn around, transgress that double line, and then they will go 30 to 40 miles over the speed limit just to catch somebody who has been 10 miles per hour over the speed limit, and they do not care one bit about endangering public safety? I know. I remember one time I was traveling here to Gallatin, Tennessee, and I came ahead and I was maybe a car or two back. The other car kept going. You know what this state trooper did? It turned around trying to catch a speeder, but this state trooper was not sober. It turned around and a young girl that was going to college T-boned the state trooper. And then the car ended up in the ditch. The state trooper's car slid over to the side. He could not move. She couldn't get out of the car. I jumped out of my vehicle. First thing I did was ran down on the other side of the embankment, and I saw this young, she couldn't be no more than 19, 20 years old. She was hysterical. Tears, makeup, all streaming down. Could not get the thing open. I tried all the doors and everything. It was just, couldn't get it open. I finally held the latch and told her, kick the window, kick the window. Kicked the window. It was up. I pulled her out of the vehicle, set her down. My wife stayed with her to calm her. I went over to the state trooper to see how he was doing. Do you know what he did? I asked him, I said, sir, how are you doing? And even though he could not move, he had his hand on his gun as if I was going to assault him or do something against him. I guess that's what they teach them today. But he had his gun right here. That if he couldn't move, at least he could probably pow, pow, pow. You know, and just in case I do something out of the order, because right now he's not, he's in a bad situation. And he said he couldn't move. Immediately after that, I checked on everything. I got on my cell phone. I called 911, told them my location. And then from there, I went straight to the traffic. I started conducting traffic to get people around and everything. And then, of course, 5 minutes later, and sirens blazing, endangering public safety. Guess what? That was about 5 state troopers, about 6 local police officers, including sheriffs, an ambulance, a fire truck. And I'm surprised I didn't see a helicopter. And I said, damn, this is something else. And of course, Pastor Dow carries a firearm. And people thought that I was an undercover police officer the way I was directing traffic. And of course, my gun was showing. My sidearm was showing because I had already climbed in, pulling women out of vehicles and carrying on and stuff and making sure their safety. And I didn't realize my gun was showing, but nobody ever questioned it. I got all these police. Of course, in Tennessee, they really truly don't question if you have it out anyway. And then so the sheriff's department came up to me and said, we appreciate and we thank you for taking charge of this situation right here. You must be either an ex-policeman or ex-military. And I said the latter. I said, y'all have a good day. I jumped in my vehicle and moseyed on down the road. I want to tell you all this because you need to understand the mindset of the way that this system works. You know, everything is not what it seems in this system. And people are withholding pertinent information from you and I in order to function in this world. But let's go on with this article right here. 2 armed security guards told authorities that they were traveling from Miami to Massachusetts with a shipment of silver and gold when they pulled over at mile marker 114 after mechanical problems with their truck. Now, I'm telling you, this sounds like something in the movies, don't it? Sounds like a heist. The sheriff's office says the guards reported that 3 armed men in a white van approached them. This must be a movie scene. Ordered them to the ground, tied their hands behind their backs, and forced them to walk into some nearby woods. Investigators who responded to the scene shortly before 7 p.m. said that the men then reportedly took 3 barrels of gold and left while the guards were in the woods. It was unclear what form the gold was in. The sheriff's office declined the request for an interview Monday morning. Hey, let me tell you something. If you go on YouTube here, you can see, I forget the name of these alphabet soup organizations, but you can see just here in Tennessee how that these police departments, along with the TBI and other people, you can see, go on YouTube and type in Tennessee troopers hikes or stealing from truckers or something. You'll see a plethora of videos to where these people are pulling over the truckers because the only thing they want is the money, but they don't never turn that money in to the local government. This is money that they line their back pockets with. Go check it out for yourself. Anyway, it was unclear, okay, what form the gold was in. The sheriff's office declined a request for an interview Monday morning. But at gold's current value of about $40,000 per 1 kilogram bar, that could mean as many as 100 or 220 pounds, or about 220 pounds, 100 bars or 220 pounds. A spokeswoman for the FBI said agents are looking to figure out if a federal crime occurred. What difference if it's a local crime, federal crime, or an injustice between somebody else? If you say it's stealing, it's stealing. The guards are employed by TransValue Incorporation, which, according to his website, is a Miami-based company that transports valuables between financial institutions. Owner Jesus Rodriguez said he was unable to comment about the matter, but confirmed the guards were driving a tractor trailer. Mind you, I'm just reading this article. Neither was injured, he said. The company is cooperating with the authorities and is offering a $50,000 reward for any information that leads to an arrest. Investigators asked if anyone with information to call the Wilson County Sheriff's Office at such and such, so and so. Hey, I told you, people becoming entrepreneurs, they're actually following the lead of the federal government. And I know that many of you don't like my commentary. I understand. And some of you are passionate about listening to my commentary because what I do is tell you what the mainstream news media will not tell you. What I do is talk to you from a real world perspective, which most people, they just rather not see, not hear, and not even speak about. I mean, really, most people love this utopia of this serenity of ignoring the issues and the facts and sticking your head in a proverbial sand and trying to have peace without understanding. Somebody's got to feed you with real knowledge and understanding.